Hidden deep within the forests are flowers. But not just any flowers. Flowers teeming with magical mana. My name is Em, and today I'll be diving into the magical world of Botania to challenge myself and spend 100 days as a witch in Minecraft. Don't you just love a fresh new world? I know I do. What is it, Mills? You seem pretty restless. Wait, what is that? What have you bought me? We've got a book and a note. Dear Em, we've heard you've come to our region and have heard tell of your adventures. Our village has been under attack for some time now, and we are successful at holding these attacks back, but we need support to be able to stop the creatures of the night for good. Our cleric recently learned of some magic in the flowers of the forest, but we have no way of harnessing it. We hope you can take this research, harness the magic, and brew us potions strong enough to help save our homes. We've sent you this notebook and all of the flowers he collected in his research. It's not much, but we hope you will help us. Signed, the villagers in the north. Oh my goodness, Mills, we have to help them. But we can't really do anything unless we have a base and everything set up. So I'm gonna give these to you to hold on to, Mills. And I'm gonna get started immediately on some tools. So Millie has the note, but I have decided to keep hold of the book because this actually has all of the information that we're gonna need for our quest. Let's get our crafting table down, let's get ourselves some sticks and a wooden pickaxe so we can go and get some stones to make stone tools. And this seems like as good a place as any to pick up some stone for our stone tools. And of course, we're going to need to use these sheep to get ourselves some wool and a little bit of food so that we're all set for the morning where we can head out for some more resources. Ooh, these look to be some kind of magical flower, so let's just grab these. And hopefully we can keep these in our pockets, but also they can turn into dye so we can make a bed. Okay, perfect. And with our food cooked, it looks like we are in the perfect position to head out for some materials as soon as that sun goes down and we go to sleep and make it morning again. I started out in my usual fashion by heading underground for iron and coal for iron tools and other miscellaneous crafts. I also picked up some stone, moss, calcite, amethyst, and everything I needed for purple concrete. Lastly, I picked up some wool, oak, dark oak, leaves, and flowers before calling it a day. Okay, before we can become the witch that the village needs, we need a house, so let's get moving on our house's frame/foundation. Great, that should be good. Obviously, it looks a little bit crazy and sort of unreadable at the moment, but trust me, once the frame is in, it will all make sense. So we're going up 4 on each post. And I don't really have a way to not hurt my ankles right now, so we're just gonna have to do it this way. And now with all of the posts built up, let's join them up. And with that part done, it's time to just run around and make sure all of this dark oak is stripped. Now, usually I'd say that's the frame and foundation completely done, but I'm actually going to go ahead and add a few extra details here just to give myself a little head start for later. And while I'm at it, once I've done this, I'm also going to try and knock out the outline of the roof today too, so, you know, might as well get ahead of the game whilst we're on a roll. Okay, details are done, time to move on to the roof outline. For this one, I'm going with a tall, pointed roof since I feel like that's the classic witchy silhouette. And instead of using full blocks or slabs, I'm going to play around with stairs placed in different directions and trapdoors. It's definitely going to be a little bit more fiddly, but I'm hoping that it really helps add that extra level of detail and character. So I'm just going to do the exact same thing on this side, and then we're going to get to work on the sides of the outline of the roof. So for the sides here, let's go across with some of these, then add some of these trapdoors. And now I'm just going to repeat the triangle pattern from the front and back of this frame into the middle sections of the roof to again try and add in an extra level of detail and character. And I better move fast because the sun is going down quickly. I'd say that's a pretty solid setup for a really easy time doing the walls and the roof today. So let's get going because we have so much stuff to do and not a lot of time to do it. For the walls here, I've gone with calcite. And yes, I know it's technically just a white block, but it comes from amethyst geodes, which I personally think are one of the most magical, witchy feeling areas in Minecraft. I'm not sure if geodes really count as a biome or maybe just a structure, but either way, they've got the perfect mystical vibe, so using calcite for our witch house walls just feels super appropriate. So with all of our walls there filled in, let's add in a lovely door. How cute is that? And now let's get inside and add some windows. Now for some details around the door, I'm going to use some trapdoors and then add some extra details under the window. So I'm gonna do 2 slabs like this and then 2 signs. Then let's just do the same on the other side here. And we are looking pretty cute. And whilst we're on the walls, I'm actually going to build up a little tower thing on this side. I was going to keep it flat, but then I thought actually it's going to look much better if it's a tower because we are going to be witches after all. Okay, since I opted to build this tower, I've kind of set myself back ever so slightly, and I think I'm going to have to get the roof filled in tomorrow. So with all the frames and the walls finally done, we are looking really good so far. But let's get this roof filled in fast as heck because we are a little behind on ourselves now and we have a lot of stuff to do today after this. Now for the roof, I went with a mix of purple blocks because honestly, purple just screams witchy in Minecraft. And of course, after using calcite for the walls, there was no way I wasn't gonna bring in amethyst into the roof too. It just felt correct. At this point, it's basically like I've taken apart an amethyst geode and reimagined it as a cozy, magical little house, which honestly sounds like a dream come true. Okay, so the roof took me a little while to get done there, but it's absolutely fine. It's now a new day and it's time to lock in and get these exterior details done, which knowing me means I'll probably end up covering it in leaves with a crazed look in my eyes. But we can pretend that might not happen, sure. Okay, I just added those railings to our little balcony area here. I feel like the oak really stands out against the dark oak for obvious reasons. But now let's get to work on a little pathway here just coming from the house. So let's just do a couple dirt path blocks. Then let's do some digging so that we can add in some of these trodden dirt blocks. And now it's time to get some leaves on these things. And I do hear those skeletons, which makes me think that the inside of this house is probably getting a little scary, but we will deal with that in a second after we've covered this house in leaves. Now I do want to note that I said we could pretend that I'm not going to cover this thing in leaves. Not that it's not going to happen. So obviously here we are covering a build in leaves as usual. Anyways, now I'm going to add in a little bit of contrast by using these birch leaves, and because of, I think, my texture pack, the birch leaves are orange, which is absolutely perfect for what we need it for. And then to add to the witchy purpley vibe that we have going on, I have some lilacs and alliums. Oh, I guess I can't place those there because this is all in the way. Oh, didn't mean to do that. I'll fix that later, don't worry. I'd say we're looking absolutely stunning right now. Let's get inside and add in some interiors. The nice thing about working on interiors is that I can obviously work inside and don't really have to worry too much about mobs as long as I have some decent lighting in here. Which means we're able to catch up on ourselves a little bit here and sort of move our interiors into the night of tonight instead of doing them tomorrow, if that makes sense at all to anyone but myself. Alright, the sun is coming up. Let's show you around our home. So as you walk in, we have this lovely bookcase and this ladder that goes up to the tower, which honestly kind of goes to nowhere. Are you stuck up here? Oh, okay, I guess I can carry you down the ladder, no problem. Alright, then down here we have a little mini kitchen, and then over here we have our living room and our fireplace, and then a little desk writing study area. I tried to keep some like witchy, unorganized vibes here, but this isn't where I'm going to be doing most of my witching, so it's pretty much just a basic cozy interior. And just before we go upstairs, I want to point out this really cute little frog picture. I feel like that's appropriate for a little witch's house. And then upstairs we have a very basic little bedroom and all of our chipped mod crafting tables. And over here we have a normal crafting table and a bunch of furnaces just in case. And the sun is fully up, so we can no longer take a nap, but we can get on with our next project. I do want to say though, even though this isn't super duper witchy on the inside, I do love the house as a whole, and it's probably one of my favorite houses I've built yet. Anyways, we do have to get some regular crops growing so that I don't starve to death before I can learn any of our magic plants. So let's get a farm set up after we remove some of these trees here. Alright, now that we've got those trees out of the way, it's time to start marking out our little farm zones, and I'm using this mossy cobble from the chipped mod. I feel like it has such a nice texture and just has that perfectly overgrown and maybe a little bit enchanted look to it, you know? And instead of doing the usual neat but blocky square farms, I thought it'd be fun to switch it up and do some circular ones instead. I just feel like it fits the more whimsical, cozy vibe that we're going for here. Just kind of like a little tucked away garden patch in a fairy tale forest or something. I don't know, but I think it's gonna look really, really sweet once we start planting everything. So that's farm number 1 outlined. I think I'm gonna do another one here, and then we'll also do one over here and maybe down here, honestly. Alright, cool. That is our 4 farms outlined. Let's get these things filled in. And now that our farms are all filled in with dirt, let's make an infinite water source like this. And let's get these little holes filled in with water so that we can actually till the land and plant our seeds. With everything marked out and looking cute, I spent the rest of the day doing one of my favorite cozy little Minecraft tasks, tilling all of the land and getting those seeds planted. It's always a nice change of pace after all the big structural stuff, just me, my hoe, and the very satisfying sound of seeds hitting the soil. Definitely one of those nice tasks where you can just switch your brain off for a minute. Unfortunately, with the nightfall, I didn't quite have enough time to plant everything and headed to my house to hide. But once the sun was back up, I got right back out there to plant my seeds. Alright, I gave the farm some lanterns and some leaves, of course, and a few moss carpets, which is not new for me, but different to leaves at least. Now I'm just going to fill in this part of the path right here with some gravel, and then in between all of these little path blocks, I'm going to use, well, path blocks. And I think it's safe to say that absolutely no one will be starving around here. But on that note, let's get ourselves back down to the safety of the ground right here. And let's bone meal, let's bone meal a few pieces of this wheat so that we can fill up our food supply before we head out for some more materials tomorrow. Once again, I found myself underground in search of iron and coal. I also grabbed some diamonds to upgrade my pickaxe and axe. Once that was done, I grabbed more stone, moss, and azalea leaves, then took on the skeleton population for their bones. A few glowberries later, and I was heading above ground to top off my dark oak and gather a bunch of sand for glass, various dyes, and some wool. Alright, we're back, and I think I have a plan. If we can craft some floral fertilizer, we should be able to speedrun getting all of the Botania flower colors. And then we can get moving onto our living wood and living rock, which is gonna be huge for later. And as you can see, I already have the bone meal and some dyes, so let's just craft all of this fertilizer and see what we can get. Alright, we have our fertilizer and we should, there we go, be able to get a bunch of the modded flowers to be able to get their petals. So I'm just gonna bone meal, I guess, the area outside the house here, then I'll collect up all the flowers and we'll see if we've got all of the colors that we need. I kind of feel bad breaking them all because they do look quite cute outside my house, to be honest. I believe there may be 32 different types of flowers, but some of them are like the same color and style. They just have a different name, so honestly, I am really winging it. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, that's definitely not 32 flowers, but it is a pretty good start. And actually, I do need to craft something called the flower pouch, because that way it will tell us what colors we still need. Don't know why I forgot about that. So what we're gonna do here is turn one of these flowers into just their petals, and then we should be able to use the wool here to do this and then add in the petals, and we've got ourselves a flower pouch. And just like that, we have all of the information we need to know if we need more flowers, and I'm pretty sure we definitely do. Well, I mean, at least we're halfway done. In hindsight, I probably shouldn't have turned this flower into all petals, but it doesn't matter because we can turn that into dye, and then we can use our bones to make some more bone meal, put that in the corner, and then make ourselves some more fertilizer. Ooh, okay, the sun is going down, but we can fertilize the ground a little bit more and just try and get those extra flowers that we need. And I guess come back to this tomorrow when it's safe outside. All right, everyone, keep your fingers crossed. We are hoping for some new flower variants today. Doesn't look like we've picked up any so far, but we do need to pick up at least some more of the blue ones that we accidentally turned into entirely petals. Maybe some of these are like harder to find, I don't know. Oh, you know what? I think these are the taller versions of these. That would make a lot of sense. So we've actually got all of these flowers here, which is really, really great news. So I've just taken one flower out of our flower pouch and I'm gonna turn that into some petals and create a petal apothecary. And there we go, we have our petal apothecary. Okay, allegedly I can add water to this, which is proven true right there. And then we just have to throw in some items. Okay, this feels wrong. How do I get that back out? I don't know. Oh, I guess that kind of works. Okay, we're going for 4 of these. Just like that. Okay. Oh my gosh, we're getting somewhere. And then I think wheat seeds. Ah! Sorry, that made me jump so bad. And this right here is a pure daisy, which you can place down, allegedly, and surround it with wood or stone, I think, and it should give you something called living wood or living stone. So I've just grabbed some stone and some wood. Let's surround this thing. And now I just need to leave this to cook, but make sure I'm replacing the blocks when they change. So I'll have to keep an eye on these. Oh my gosh, there it goes. Oh, that is so cool. Okay, let's grab this living wood and I guess living stone or living rock, I guess. Is that what it's called? Living wood log and living rock. Okay, perfect. So we have all sorts of plants in that flower pouch of ours that we are gonna need to give a home. So let's get moving on a Botania greenhouse. And this is only going to be specifically for our magical flowers. As much as I love the normal Minecraft flowers, we need a special house for the fancy ones. And as I'm building this, I'm going to have to fight every bone in my body to not talk about my real life garden, but who knows, I might go on a little tangent. All right, that's the outline done. And as you can see, this is going to be a pretty big greenhouse. And before we get to work on building up the frames, we have to get the foundation down first. So let's fill this in with some of our mossy cobblestone and normal cobblestone brick variants from the chipped mod, and then of course we can get started on the frame. So I got the foundation all filled in and our frame marked out. So I'm gonna build up 1, 2, 3. Let's jump down here and do the same thing on the other side. Then let's go across the top like this. And just to make sure we got some good detailing, I'm going to place a block there and here so that this block here is like facing outwards. Oh, completely forgot to place the other block first. And now let's just make sure all of this is stripped before we start building up with these dark oak planks. Then let's also add in some stairs. I probably should have done the stairs first because that would make placing them a little bit easier, but never mind. Then on top of here, let's do couple of stairs just upside down like this to meet in the middle. And then I'm actually going to get rid of these upwards facing stairs so that I can replace them with a spruce palisade. Not spruce, dark oak. Sorry, I'm so used to building in spruce. And honestly, since the sun is going down pretty fast as always, it looks like we're going to have to work into the night to get this frame finished. Usually building doesn't take me this long, but unfortunately I do have to clear a lot of trees along the way, which is taking me a long time. It's okay though, at least when I'm building a frame I'm high up and away from anything too scary, as long as a spider doesn't find me. So now all the posts are built up and the frame is not quite yet finished. So we're gonna do a little bit of this, although I think I'm gonna have to jump up here and then, get rid of these extra pieces like this, and now I'm on the right level to be able to do this. And just like that, I'm at square one again. Can I place this like this? Oh, I can. Okay, good. So let's just go up 3 like that, and then we can hop over to our other post. Ouch! And just keep doing that the whole way around. So off I went into the night to finish building up our greenhouse frame. It was definitely a little hard building in the dark in general, but especially hard with dark oak because honestly, I could barely see a thing. But besides it being difficult and a little bit scary, I wasn't too bothered and I was confident that it would look perfect by morning, which it did. And there we have it, a lovely completed greenhouse frame. Okay, so doing the walls and the roof on this one should be easy. It's just glass, right? Just fill it in and you're done. Easy peasy. Well, in theory, yes, but somehow I've been chasing my tail trying to get every stage done before sunset, so we'll see how this one goes. I opted to not use just boring old plain vanilla glass though. I grabbed a few different variants to make this greenhouse feel extra magical and not just like a glass box stuck in the middle of a whimsy build. And the nice thing about using the chipped mod glass is that I can break it without having to worry about it disappearing into thin air when I break it with my normal non-silk touch pickaxe. Also, building this is actually reminding me a lot of a greenhouse I built a while ago now. This one was like 10 times bigger than the one that I'm building right now, and it had every single vanilla flower in Minecraft planted inside. And honestly, it might still be one of my favorite builds ever. It was just so detailed and pretty, and planting all the flowers was just lovely and therapeutic. So I'm kind of hoping this witchy little greenhouse ends up giving me those same relaxing, cozy, flower-filled feelings. Alright, our walls are looking pretty good. I'm just finishing up adding in a couple of these dark oak slabs just to cover up and sort of section off the roof from the walls. And with that done, let's get to work on the roof. So I'm just going to go up like this with our glass blocks, and I'm going to leave a space right here because I think I'm going to add in another one of these thingamabobbies right here. So we're just going to go all the way along with this type of glass block. And then on this top row here, we'll use this kind of glass block. And hopefully the variation makes it look really, really cute from the ground. So away I went, placing all the glass for the greenhouse. And honestly, once I got into the rhythm a bit, it was all done in no time. Or at least before the sun completely set, which is a win in my books. Okay, the glass is done and the sun is just about to go down, which means we have just enough time to add in our extra details. So I'm actually going to place this in this spot right here. And let's do upside down stairs, another one of these, another one of them, and another one of them times 2. And that should look pretty good. Ah, the sun! It's going so fast! Luckily, I just have a couple extra details here to add on to the top, so we're going to add in one of these palisades and then a fence on top of that. And we're just going to do that to each of these posts on the top here. And on the end here, maybe trapdoor across like this. Okay, yeah, I like that. Actually, let's do 1 second. A slab and then a trapdoor. I think that's it. And then, 1 second, and then we'll just do this, and then we'll do a palisade. Oh, that's a slab. Okay, perfect. I like that. Let's do the same on the other side. Also, just a note, I've moved my pure daisy over here out the way just because it's bound to get in the way where I originally had it. Ooh! Wait, that actually looks really cool. Okay, let's get to bed so we can see that in all its glory in the sunrise. Good morning! Oh my goodness, isn't that just incredible? Wow. I know I just built this, but I am really impressed with myself. So now that all of that is finally done, let's get our details sorted and then we can plant all of our magical flowers. And naturally, I'm just covering the roof in a bunch of leaves, and I'm actually going to do a bunch of leaves and glowberries on the inside too. The roof is nicely covered in oak leaves, but on the inside I'm actually going to use acacia leaves. I completely forgot that I'd collected them and they do look really, really cute. I kind of like the mix of the green tones, especially with the glowberries. So that's what I'm gonna do. Bear with me whilst I do that. Okay, we're looking good, looking good. Let's build ourselves up in the middle and build across a little dark oak slab pillar thingamabobby. Then with the addition of some glowberries, our details are complete. And this is what she looks like from the outside. So I've gone ahead and created a pretty, I would say random layout, but a symmetrical layout to place all of our dirt down so that we can get somewhere to place all of our flowers. I honestly haven't really thought too much about how I'm going to place the flowers, but since there are a lot of colors, I'm thinking maybe going for like a really organized rainbow type look. Maybe in the middle we just go for like the grays and the browns, like the darker colors. You know, honestly, it may be worth taking out these pieces right here and then replacing them with just dirt. I don't know, I'm gonna do it, we'll just see what it looks like and we can move stuff around if we need to because apparently it's nighttime already. So let's close the door so that we're nice and safe in here whilst we're working. And let's close up those gaps with our trapdoors. So we've got all of our flowers out of the flower pouch and now let's add in all of our flowers to our dirt. I am feeling like maybe we should have done... Oh my gosh, I have hiccups. I don't think you can hear me hiccuping, but I literally cannot stop right now. Okay, they're definitely not gone, but I'm gonna try and work through it. So I'm gonna place each of these flowers just 2 wide right here. Oh my gosh. And then I'm gonna go for 2 yellows either side, and you guys get the idea. I'm also really sad that I'm hiccuping a bunch because I really wanted to talk about my garden because I love talking about my garden in real life, but unfortunately I don't think I can get much more than a couple sentences out without hiccuping. Oh, there it is. Oh my goodness, the sun is coming up already, but I feel like once I've done this, I need to take a little break so that I can stop hiccuping. So I've placed all of our rainbow flowers and now I have all of the shades, I guess you could call it, and I feel like you can get away with brown being here because it's kind of like a reddy orange tone. So let's just do a couple rows of those, then let's transition into white, I guess. Then let's just do this light grey and we're gonna run out of space. So let's just get rid of these actually and just get rid of the extra row of the brown. Let's do white here. And just like that, we have a lovely greenhouse complete with every flower we could possibly need for all of our witchy business. I also wanted to note that you can bone meal these to just make them the taller versions, which is really cool if we need it. But for now, I'm just gonna make it all of the same size because we have not got a lot of time today. Now, we've had our daisy doing its magic for a while now, so let's get into the next set of crafts. And first, I'm making this wand of the forest, just like that. And now we need a mana pool. So we're just going to use our living rock just like this. And just like that, we have a mana pool. To fuel our mana pool, we will eventually use a flower in the book called an endoflame. But first we need a mana spreader. Oh, there we go. 1 copper, 1 white mystical flower petal, and 6 living wood. That should say petal. Don't know who wrote this book. So we've got our wood and we've got our petal and we have our copper ingots. Now let's put this into here just like this with our petal and then our wood, and then we have a mana spreader. I think what I'm going to do is place our mana pool down here and then just add our mana spreader right here, and we are very low on some resources, so let's head out for some more stuff and hopefully come back to set up our endo flames and get this mana pool full. I set out to collect more dark oak and leaves and then gathered some more sand for glass. I headed back underground for iron, coal and diamonds for more tool upgrades. Once that was done, I grabbed more stone, moss, calcite, andesite and azalea leaves, as well as everything I needed for purple wool and purple concrete. I also made sure to top off my petal supply and picked up a couple of ender pearls. So now we're going to attempt to craft the endo flames. Oh yeah, I've got to throw them in. Completely forgot that part. Let's do a red and then let's do a grey. Then we just need to throw in some seeds. And just like that, we have our endo flame. Yippee! So we can place that, I think, just anywhere really, just near this stuff. And then we just need to grab our wand of the forest and join this up somehow. Is that water in the picture? Do we need to add water to this? I feel like yes, it's a pool. All right, we are back. Fill that up. Oh no, that's not it. Okay, what we're doing here is we're selecting this and then we're going to try and connect it to that. that seems correct. And I think we need to right click this and then click that. And then that had like a little beam there. And now that's doing what it's meant to be doing. Oh, you know what? Now that looks like it's meant to be doing that. Can I do that anywhere? Oh, interesting. Okay, but we definitely want that going to the pool. So that is great news. I feel like I need to connect this back up again. Being a witch is hard work, guys. So that's great to see that working, but I feel like we need to just repair our little area here because we did accidentally ruin a bunch of our flowers by adding water to the pool. I mean, you can't blame me. It's called a pool. I assumed it worked like the apothecary, but never mind. Alright, so maybe this is just because I watched Outlander recently, but I feel like the only place that we can possibly put our mana pool is a stone circle. I mean, I'm literally a witch who lives in the woods and is going to brew potions for the local village, and I feel like I should have a weird stone circle. We're obviously going for Stonehenge vibes here, but with our own twist, because we don't want it to look like something that already exists, obviously. But as described, this is just going to basically be a circle of mounds of rocks with a little bit of moss going on and maybe some extra decorations afterwards. Okay, that's our first stone done. I might make a few adjustments here and there, but for now, that looks good. Let's build our second one. So I'm just going to build a much smaller thing right here with just few blocks just like that and a few of these cobblestone walls. Then I'm going to cut out some areas down here to add in a little bit of chipped dirt. Completely forgot what it was called for a second there. And just before we do that, let's mark out our next big stone, which will be right here. And on this one, we definitely need a little bit of moss. So we can use these moss carpets on the stairs, and let's just add in a moss block over here and then just carpets on top like that. All right, those are looking good. So I just need to build another one of these smaller ones kind of right here, and then that'll be this half finished, and I just got to do the exact same on this side. Oh great, the sun is going down and we've managed 4 large posts of mossy cobblestone. I'm telling you, the problem here is having to clear all of the trees. Although, to be honest, I feel like I am just going to work through the night to get this part done, because then I can just get to work on the details tomorrow. So let's just risk it all and stay out here. And hopefully it's all good. So I opted to do this big entry arch, which obviously looks incredible with these hanging glowberries. Then through here we have a little circle area right here, obviously, and then all of our little stones. So all I need to do now is run around and cover this thing in leaves, because as always, it is not an end build without it being covered in leaves. And with all of the leaves added, it's time to move our mana pool. So of course we're going to put this smack in the center, just like that. Then we can move our mana spreader to right here, and then just add our ender flames just sort of near the area. This does look like it's already pointing at the pool, but I do want to be absolutely certain. So let's just do that. That looks good. Then let's just connect all of these ender flames up to the spreader. I also crafted this mana tablet so that we can carry the mana from the stone circle. So let's get this loaded up and remember to feed our ender flames. So these flowers need fuel. So I think if I throw the coal at it, it should absorb the coal. Yep. And then start generating mana with the flames. Oh, look, the bar's starting to go up. Great. I feel like I'm definitely going to be here a long time just feeding these plants, because every time I feed them, they obviously generate a little bit of mana, but it's literally the tiniest little trickle. So this is going to take ages to fill up. Also, according to our book here, tossing a tablet into the mana pool will allow for flow of mana between them. Unlike normal items, dropped tablets never disappear. What is that doing? Is that generating more, or is it sending stuff from that to this? I guess there's nothing in it yet, so I don't have to worry about that. Either way, I think it's probably time for bed. Alright, so as usual, I'm amassing more nonsense than I am comfortable with. You know when you just open up your chest and stuff and you get kind of panicky and like claustrophobic? Well, that is me right now. So let's get a little storage area sorted out, started with the base structure. Starting with the base structure, even. Alright, with the outline done, let's build up this frame by 3 more blocks. And by only going up this high, it means we don't break our ankles when we jump back down to our cobblestone. Then I'm gonna bring up this middle piece, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I think. And we're gonna take the ankle damage. Then for this one, we're gonna jump down to this block and we're gonna join this up just like this. And we're gonna make sure this is completely stripped. Then for the walls here, I'm gonna keep it cute with some of this calcite and some white concrete powder. And with that done, let's add in a little door and some details around the door. And then just a little bit of fence detailing all the way up here. And inside we're gonna fill the floor with dark oak planks. Let's actually make the floor dark oak planks and not halfway up into the room dark oak planks. Much better. I also added in a bunch of oak planks up here, not oak, but dark oak planks. Then we're going to use these palisades to fill in these gaps like this, and our fences to fill in this part like this. Then along here, I'm going to add in some of these, whatchamacallit, completely forgot what they're called, dark oak crates. I guess I want to do 2 of these like this on either side, which means I'm going to have to do trapdoors like this and then these on the top. We're looking pretty good so far, but the sun is going down, so let's get ourselves to bed and we can finish this off in the morning. So with our roof outline done, let's get this roof filled in. So we're just going to do kind of what we did with our house and do a mix of these purple concrete blocks, purple wool, and a little bit of amethyst. And with the roof filled in, of course, we need to cover this thing in leaves. And with that, we have a super duper cute and super organized storage area. And to be honest, we can add in some little extra chests and stuff if we really need it, but I feel like this looks cute enough. And now we've got a little bit of time to get prepped for tomorrow, which is gonna be a potion tower. Honestly, what sort of witch would I even be without a potion tower? So let's get to work on this thing. I started with what I'm gonna call the trunk, or maybe the stem. I don't know, what do you even call this bit? But either way, I started with the tall, skinny bit. And a little bit of the foundation and the entrance. Then I sent myself to bed for a nice little nap. The next day, I built up a little further in order to have extra space for the brewing room, as well as building up the roof for our tower. Then after a couple exterior details, we were left with a super cute potion tower fit for a baby witch like myself. Okay, this is definitely just asking for some leaves, then it'll be perfect, but honestly, I kind of fancy running some errands first. I set out to gather both Botania and vanilla flowers, as well as some grass. Once that was done, I picked up some dirt, dark oak, regular oak, leaves, and everything I needed for purple glass. Then I headed underground for iron, coal, and diamonds. I dunked some of my iron into the mana pool for mana steel, stole a brewing stand, and located another ender pearl. Alright, we're back, and before we cover this thing in leaves, let's just add some windows and a door to our balcony up here, and of course, these ladders so that we can actually get up to the top here. So let's do... I think our door will work best on this wall, and then these ones here can be these lovely stained glass windows. I did intend on putting our brewing setup up here, but there's really not that much space. The tower might just be for extra aura, and the brewing station will be down, on the floor. So essentially, I just needed this little room here and decided to build this big old tower just for the aesthetic. Okay, it doesn't look great down here. Let's add some leaves. Now, doesn't that look so much better? And now tomorrow we can get to work on the actual magic bit of this setup. So in order to brew the potions that the village needs, we need a fancy brewing stand. But first we need to craft a runic altar. This is going to let me get a rune of mana so that we can use the mana we just spent ages figuring out how to get and brew some pretty good potions with it. Now that we have our runic altar, we can get our rune of mana, and this rune is a big part of what makes botanical brewery different to a regular one. So I guess if we grab our wand of the forest, we can right click this and then right click this, and then that is doing something. I've got a feeling I need to feed these guys. That looks like stuff is happening. Can we get it yet? Oh wait, the thing on the right is like charging up. Okay, we are so close. Give me the item I need now. Oh, okay, what's happening? Something's happening. Hang on. Ah! Okay, well, we have our rune of mana, so let's get ourselves back inside so we can craft a botanical brewery. Oh, and let's try and avoid all of the scaries whilst we're at it. All right, let's consult this book to see how we craft this thing. So we're going to place one brewing stand in the top middle, one rune of mana in the center, and one mana steel block below that. Okay, so we're going to have to go back out there into the dark with a block of iron so that we can get the thing that we need. Let's just keep our axe in hand just in case. I'm sure we'll be fine though because... Ah! There's a lot of light over there. Goodness. Okay, are we being followed? Oh, we are. Okay, hang on. I just want to brew some things. Or not even brewing right now. Oh, and they're bringing in reinforcements too. You're lucky I don't have my potions yet, sir. Okay, let's get to the mana pool and get all of this iron turned into fancy iron. Perfect. Let's get ourselves back inside to safety. So let's start by crafting this into a full block, just like that. Then we can add our living stone, our brewing stand, our rune of mana, and our block of mana steel. And then we have our botanical brewery. How awesome is that? I'm just going to pick this up and put it on my nightstand for safekeeping, and we'll move this to the potion room later. Now, this is definitely a bit of a break from my hardcore witchery that I've been doing, but I have a bunch of non-witchy flowers, and I really want to have some gardens outside my house just to fill a lot of the dead space now that a lot of the trees have been cleared. And with all of the outlines done, we can get to work planting our flowers and relaxing. I'm actually going to go ahead and add in a couple details here and create a little pond just inside of this little rose area that I've created here. In this little area, I just went for lilacs, and over here I've gone for lilacs and the roses and whatnot. And then down here, I thought it would be cute to just add in a few of the magical flowers just so that we get a few of these particle effects, and also bone meal a few of them so that we have some tall ones. Cute. And honestly, I feel like this is the perfect time to show you the area so far because it's really starting to come together now. I got to work harvesting and replanting my wheat to top off my food. Then I headed underground for some obsidian and diamonds for armor in preparation for another nether trip later. With that sorted, I grabbed some iron and coal as usual and a lot of gold. Then made my way back home. So before we can do any potions, we need some ingredients, which is why I'm standing in front of this ruined nether portal. Technically, I could have just built this from scratch, but it is close to our house, and I just felt like this is something that I don't have to build completely. So I took the opportunity whilst I could. Let's get ourselves into the nether. Now, obviously for potions, we need blaze rods, and I'm seeing a few blazes, or just one at least. Oh. And a few of these guys. So we've got to get ourselves safely over to the blazes so we can get some blaze rods and also some nether wart. Oh, easy peasy, but that did not drop a blaze rod. Honestly, now I'm thinking about it, of course I need the blaze rods, but I probably need some magma cream too, and probably some netherrack. What else do you need for potions? Glowstone maybe? I'm hearing a magma cream though. Where's that coming from? Ah. Die. Ah, I got one. Okay, this should be easy. We're surviving this, having a great time. We're not dying. They're dying. I think if that one dropped a blaze rod, it's definitely gone into the lava. No! Okay, I'm going down for it. Yippee! All right, there is a magma right here, so I'm going to go ahead and take it on. I really hate these things because they do a lot of damage, and then obviously once you kill the big one, it turns into many more. So we did only get the one from that, but I did see a few more magmas around, and this is a much more dangerous area. But it's okay, we've done it once, we can do it a million more times. Easy peasy. And away it goes into the lava, of course. What is that? Oh, ow, 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 ow. Guys, I'm not having fun. I'm having a really bad time. It's okay. Ah! Ah! Oh, actually scary. Actually scary. Gosh, I've never run upstairs so fast in my life. Everything else was literally a breeze for me, but this is definitely one of the harder things I've had to do. I honestly feel like I just need to get around one of these corners, and it has to be one of those things because I've literally looked everywhere in here. Let's go around this way. Ah, okay, here we go. Finally, some nether wart. I was just collecting up some netherrack, and then I saw the glowstone out the corner of my eye and remembered I needed to get a little bit of that. I thought it was going to be the easiest to leave it till last, but they are pretty high up just in this one area that I happen to be in. So that's really good and exciting. I guess we're just going to have to build our way up there. I honestly feel like most other times that I visited the nether, this sort of stuff is just within pretty easy reach. Like the ceiling of the nether is never really that high most of the times that I've been in here. But just this one time that I actually need this specific thing, it is this high. And today we're going to be collecting even more ingredients, and we're going to be sourcing and crafting a bunch of potion nonsense, starting with some golden carrots and apples. And honestly, probably some glistening melons too, which is pretty much just a golden melon. Now, I don't currently have any carrots or potatoes, so we're going to have to head out to a village to find some of those. But first I'm going to run over to our potion tower here and add some of our soul sand so we can plant our nether wart. And honestly, what I think I'm going to do is just place our soul sand up here on this level, and then at least the tower is useful for something. Beyond just looking great. Now I'm hoping, since this is a tiger village, there may be some melons around, but I haven't seen any just yet. Just a lot of wheat. Oh look, melons! Okay, let's grab a bunch of these because we're going to turn these into glistening melons by adding in some gold. And there's a few more over here. Oh, and a few little farms actually. Hopefully something here is carrots or potatoes. I think this is all wheat though, which is not really a good sign for me. All right, village number 2. Please have a farm. Oh, wait, it looks like we have one, and it looks like it actually has what we need in it. That is looking like some carrots to me. Let's grab some of those and some potatoes. Perfect. That was a very long journey just for a few potatoes and carrots, I'll be honest. You know what? We actually need some sugar / sugar cane, or maybe paper. I don't know. We need sugar, I think. So let's just grab the sugar cane because we can get all 3 of those things from that. And whilst we're out here, we are also on the hunt for leather, although these look like a bunch of horses and not cows, so that's not very helpful. Ugh. Honestly, I got a saddle in the nether. I probably should have brought it with me because I would have been able to get around a lot quicker. Is that a cow? Nope, that's a bunch of pigs. And I found some cows, finally. Okay, let's just grab these. I forgot that they run like that. And let's just grab all of this leather because I'm not entirely sure how much of it I'm going to need just yet. Is there any more cows around? I can hear them. Where are they? Oh, right here. Perfect. I do also recall seeing some chickens because I do need some feathers. Oh, there's one. We'll take you. Thank you. And we'll take you. On that note, I think it's safe to go home. We have everything we need. Just looking off to my list. Oh no. Oh, guys, I completely forgot about the gas tier. I need gas tiers, which honestly feels kind of bad now that we know some gas lore, but we do need a gas tier nonetheless. So let's make our way back to our ruined portal and just hop into the nether real quick, guys, and grab one of those, hopefully. This may be one of the only times that I've been in the nether that I've wanted there to be a ghast and there just isn't. Where are they? Hey, so I found one. Oh my goodness. Oh, ah! Yeah, I've done this a million times. I've done this a million times. I've been to the end a million times. I've dealt with these guys a million times. Just let me do what I need to do here. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to look you in the eyes. I was trying to be romantic. This nether is winding me up, guys. Where is everything? Okay, this is honestly maybe the perfect situation, but also really terrifying because I'm on the edge of something that I shouldn't really be on the edge of right now. Okay, perfect. Ah, what a nightmare. But honestly, that wasn't too hard. I'm just being dramatic. And there is our gas tier. Phew. All right, I think we're officially sorted. Let's get some sleep. I picked up some more moss, stone, gravel, andesite, iron, and coal before heading above ground for dark oak, leaves, grass, and flowers. Once that was all done, I headed home. So I quickly placed down a little bit of decor in here so that it looks a little bit less empty and obviously more witchy. And considering the space is so small, I feel like we did a really good job in here. Anyways, in the book that the villagers sent with Millie, we do have a few recipes for potions. So let's just get to the end here. Here we go, and we're going to attempt this one. So we obviously need our vials, which we already have in our little slot down here. And we're going to need 1 nether wart, 1 blaze powder, and 1 glowstone. It should be easy enough. So hiding under here, we have our endo flame and our mana spreader. So what we got to do is feed our flame here. Then we can add our vial to this, then our blaze powder. It's kind of hard to see if it's even going where it's meant to be going. Oh, just like that. And I think now we just wait. Okay, yeah, we can see that the ender flame is feeding the spreader and the spreader is feeding this, and our potion is on the way to done. Maybe it needs more power. It does seem like maybe the flower isn't connected. Let's try connecting this back up, and then we'll just do this for extra measure. I have a little suspicion that maybe it can't see the thing properly. Maybe we're gonna have to do this because that is full. It should be doing the thing. Oh, there we go. Okay, yeah. That is what we were wanting to happen there. Okay, it's gotten about halfway and our flame has gone out. So I think we just need to feed it again. And now we wait again. Honestly, I guess in the meantime, I could probably just throw a bunch of these down here and the flower will just pick it up when it's ready to. But that is almost done. Oh my gosh, the final quarter. It's gotta be on the next one. Oh gosh, another loud noise. And just like that, we have a vial of vigor. This one would give you the same kind of powers as a strength 2 potion, but for now I'm going to put it on this little shelf so that we have something cute going on here. I might make multiple of each, to be honest. In the meantime though, let's consult our book and see what's next. So now we have the Brew of Mending, and we need 1 nether wart, 1 golden melon, and 1 potato, which again should be easy enough. Oh, okay, you know what? I didn't craft the golden melon, so let's go do that real quick. I should have some gold in here, plenty of gold. And then we can just surround, after we make some golden nuggets, then we can just surround our melon slice with some golden nuggets, and just like that, we have a glistening melon slice. Or 3. So let's go ahead and put our vial on. Let's do a potato, a nether wart, and a glistening melon slice. And that is already getting to work, which is what I love to see. Although, what I don't like to see is that the blocks I placed, I think, have despawned. Or maybe I just picked them up again, but doesn't seem to have just regenerated itself by the looks of things. Is that even connected? Oh, it is. Okay, good. Also, side note, it's so strange that the mana spreader can still see it like this, but it couldn't see it with a block right here. Right. Okay. This is just playing a prank on me right now, isn't it? Let's give that some food. And the jump scare of the potion being done. So let's add this to our little wall of potions. Oh my gosh, this is going to look so good when it's done. All right, our next potion is the Brew of Revitalization, which is going to mimic regen. So we need the nether wart, the gas tier, and the glowstone for this one. Let's get it done. Gas tier, glowstone, nether wart. Well, that looks like it's doing something. Honestly, I wonder if having multiple flowers is going to speed this process up. So let's try doing a little bit of that. And let's throw some of this to the here. Oh, actually, let's get those joined up too. Then let's just add a few more of those here, a few more of those here. Is this going any faster? I actually don't think it is. I do, however, think that it will speed up our process a little bit because we can feed both, and then both of those are feeding this. And one more. Ah, Gosh, why does that make me jump every time? So this one looks to be another red toned one. Oh, actually, it is slightly different to that one. Anyways, next up on our potion list, we just did revitalization. So now we need to do fortitude, which is going to be like a resistance potion. So we need 1 leather wart, 1 iron ingot, and 1 leather. Again, easy peasy. We need iron, which I do have, but not in my pockets right now. Okay, iron in hand, add this to this, and that looks like it's doing the correct thing. So let's feed our flames. I also just want to check the next one, which is the magma skin, which is going to be fire resistance, which makes a lot of sense. And then we have shielding. I did see on the wiki that there is a potion of sane thoughts, and honestly at this point I'm wishing I had that one in real life. Unfortunately though, that one has some ingredients that are maybe a little too advanced for us here. Ah, this one's like a nice orange tone with kind of like a blood red tone to it as it gets darker. How cool is that? Okay, for this one we need the nether wart, the magma ball, and the netherrack. And this one is fire resistance like we said, so we need the magma ball or netherrack, and bear with me, I can remember. Okay, I can't remember. What did I need? Oh, that's so bad. I can't remember 3 items. The nether wart, obviously. Duh. Honestly, whilst that does its thing, I am just gonna... Wait, is that like paused behind the book? I think it is. But anyways, I'm gonna check out the next one so I can get my inventory set up for that, which is gonna be shielding. So we need our nether wart, golden apple, and potato. So that is the nether wart, the golden apple, and the potatoes. My brain is still working, guys, don't worry. And we're just on our last little stretch here for this potion. Perfect. Okay, these are all like similar tones. I wasn't really sure what I would be expecting, but that is pretty nice. Keeps everything nice and cohesive, so I'm hoping the next one is a similar color. I do have a feeling it might be like a yellowy color or maybe an orange, which will match this, just because it has the golden apple in it. Oh, and it is yellow, look! What a guess. And we're on our final stretch for our final potion. Finally! Just one more push. And we have our potion of regeneration, which is called the Vial of Shielding. And I feel like that looks super duper cute. And now I have a bunch of leftover materials to make extra potions to take to the village. Honestly, guys, I almost forgot that that's what I was meant to be doing here. All right, Mills, our pockets are full of potions. Are you ready to go help save the village? Okay, according to my memory, I think we're almost there. I would say this looks familiar, but honestly, doesn't really. But oh, there we go. I was right. Here is our village in need of help. Let's see if we can find somebody to give our potions to. Hey, sir. I know you're just the farmer, but I was wondering if maybe you needed some potions. Where do you think I should put them? All right, I'll go find them. Should I just give the potions to this little guy that I'm definitely afraid of right now? I guess not, because he's apparently afraid of me too. Where is Millie? Oh, there she is. What do you think, Mills? Where do you think we'll find him? Okay, this looks like the baker's house, but it would make sense to me that the baker is the cleric. Is it you? It is! Okay, where should I put the potions? Just in one of these cupboards? I mean, I can do that. Easy peasy. Oh, I guess I can take some raw mutton and an egg whilst I'm here too. So let's just give these guys all of these potions that they could possibly need. Just like that. You are so welcome. Oh. Well, that was rude. Oh, I get it. He's just going around the town telling them that they're all safe now and that they can just enjoy their time living in this lovely spruce forest. And we can head on home. What do you think of that, Mills? I think so too. I spent the last few days just wrapping everything up, adding in some basic lanterns and some street lamp style lighting. I also finally connected up the paths with some gravel and stone bricks to match the farm area, as well as adding some rocky path details. With that all done, I was free to run around and plant some flowers along the pathways and placed a few more leaves to resemble bushes. And I think it's pretty safe to say that we are done here. What do you think, Mills? I think so too. The scent of our magical gardens was strong as the wind whistled through the woods. Millie and I walked through the greenhouse and I knew we had not only succeeded in helping the villagers, but also in becoming a witch in Minecraft in 100 days. My name is Em, this is Millie, and you have all been amazing. Thank you so much for watching, make sure you subscribed, and I'll see you all in the next one.